No one in Durban remembers a Christmas as hot as this. The heat is a living, breathing thing that climbs through the windows and creeps into kitchens. It follows people to work and at queues in the bank and on trains home. It crouches in bedrooms, growing restless until at night, in fury, it throttles those sleeping, leaving them gasping for breath. It sweeps through the streets and bursts open pipes, smashes open green guavas and splits apart driveways. It burns off fingerprints and scorches hair and makes people forget what they are doing and where they are going so that they wander around beating their heads. At the taxi rank in town, people wave newspapers under their arms and wipe their foreheads with pamphlets that promise to bring back lost lovers. Witch doctors' phone numbers drip down their temples and into their pockets in inky blue puddles. Bananas blacken in the sun on pavement tables. The humidity grows and strangers are drawn to one another without meaning to, and they cling together in a sweaty, unhappy mess. Out in the suburbs, people sit in their inflatable pools with party hats and sip cheap wine from plastic cups. They eat bunches of lychees and hunks of watermelon and burn meat black on the braai. Maidless madams push hair out of their eyes as they hang up washing and count down to the end of the holidays. Dirty dishes pile up in sinks. Garbage bags burst open with maggots. At the coast, the sky opens wide and burns the sea white. Little children in multicoloured costumes skip across the hot sand and shriek in thrilled agony. Families with pots of biryani and lukewarm coke sit under small umbrellas, fanning themselves with Tupperware lids as they dish rice onto paper plates. The pier stretches onto eternity like a foreboding finger. Sana Malik winds down her window and searches for a breeze. The dark curtain of hair flies off her nape to reveal her mother's chin, and she turns this way and that as she struggles to make it her own. She is neither girl nor woman, hovering in that space between the two, where, at the edge of her thoughts, curling in the eaves, is a glimpse of a fluttering light that promises something wonderful. A knowledge that the world is going to change. She carries it close to her chest like a secret box. She is going home. It is not really home, but her father says it is because he believes it. He says home can be many places, even places you haven't been before. He says home can also be a memory if you return to it enough. Sana wants to know exactly how many times you have to return to make a memory home, and her father says you will know when it happens, which isn't really an answer, but she accepts it anyway. She accepts many things about him, like the fact he lives by a collection of axioms of his making. Home can be a memory. Rivers are more reliable than roads, and the ground keeps problems in. She accepts he will never be like the fathers she reads about, strong-minded and determined, wearing suits and cracking knuckles. She accepts that without her mother, he has lost some anchor, and like a ship he has strayed off into uncharted waters. And so, when he announces one morning that he has finally found home, she is not surprised and simply packs up and leaves with him in their Isuzu. Since her mother's death 4 years ago, her father has become obsessed with coastal towns, marking cities along maps. He studies weather graphs and learns about the histories of towns along the South African coast. The West Coast, he says, has many good things, like mussels and otters and small, wild roads. But it is cold and windy, and there are too many white people. You can't trust a place with too many white people, he says. The East Coast has warmer waters, smoother stones, and a brighter sun, and warm places help you forget the past. They help you leave behind the painful things, he adds.